Ready or not, here I come, here I come. You're like a breath of fresh air in my lungs. You and me dance, da 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 da. Ready or not, here it comes. Or it's on. It's very bright. Alright, hey guys, this is AJ Unlimited here to bring you another video. So today is another list thingy-majigger. Top 10, well, not really top 10 because I didn't really put that much thought into it, but I did put enough thought into it to come up with 10 of them. This one is 10 things you should never say to a man. If I had an intro, it would be like right now, like AJ, blah, blah. Number one is when, this is kind of more of a man-to-man thing, is when you call his big guy, like, hey, big guy, what's up? Now, other guys, I don't know if they really get offended or get uncomfortable when they're called big guy, but for me personally, I'm self-conscious about, like, my overall size. I mean, I enjoy being looked at as, like, a big, strong man, but when somebody calls me big guy, it, like, confirms all of my insecurities. Like, I'm a big guy, I'm kind of, like, you know, I'm overweight, I have that beer belly going on, as I mentioned before in many other videos, and when somebody calls me, hey, big guy, or what's up, big guy, it's like, ugh, don't call me that. Just like, hey, what's up, dude? What's up, man? What's up, chief? The second one, and this one kind of is a follow-up to the last one. When somebody says, oh, you're so tall, or you're so strong, can you do this thing for me? Like, first of all, don't say that, because first of all, it already goes without saying. Yeah, I'm taller than you, I'm probably stronger than you, no offense. Men are just in nature physically stronger than females. Sometimes women will make you do stuff for them just because they don't want to, and then they claim it's because you're a man and you're stronger. But a lot of these older ladies will kind of be like, oh, you're so tall, can you grab this thing for me? Oh, you're so strong, can you lift this thing up for me? It's like, don't say that, because right off the bat, I feel like you're manipulating me to do something for you. You're blowing smoke up my arse to get me to do something for you, and that just, like, it makes me want to gag when somebody calls me, oh, you're so strong, you're so tall. It's like, okay, well, either tell me that every day or don't tell me that at all, basically, because that makes me, it's like, it makes me want to do that for you even less. Number 3, this one makes me really mad. I haven't been told this too many times throughout my life, but I've been told it a couple times, and that's enough, is when a girl, let's say, like, a girl you like turns you down, and they say, oh, I'm sure you'll meet a good girl someday. I'm sure you'll meet a really nice girl someday. And, you know, I get it. It's kind of like, you know, don't give up yet. You know, it's kind of like a love tap. But in saying that, the subtext is, you're not good enough for me, but you'll probably find a girl out there that you will be good enough for someday. Or it's almost like a false sense of hope. Like, oh, you know, it's like being almost like condescending. Like, oh, nah, I don't like you, but, you know, I'm sure you'll find a good girl someday. It's kind of like, it's like patching up this giant, massive wound with a Band-Aid that's going to fall off in 3 hours. Like, it just doesn't work. Don't ever say that. If you're a woman watching this, which I'm sure there's a few of you out there, and you turn down a guy, like, for whatever reason, let's say you're taken or you're not interested or whatever, don't say, oh, I'm sure you'll meet a good girl someday. Because it's like, you are the good girl. You're the girl that I want to be with. So you saying that is like, dude. And it's like, after that, it's just like, okay, you know, I'm going to crawl into a hole now and just rot away into nothingness, because that's all I want to do now. Number 4, I listed comment on job, money, or status. This is more of like an extended family type of thing, especially with like brothers and uncles and just older fellas out there that are usually related to you. All my life, I grew up around people that were like super successful. They went to college, at least on my dad's side, you know. They were super successful. They went to college, got good jobs, making pretty close to 6 figures, right? And now all the time we go to a family gathering and we're surrounded by these people, it's the same 20 questions over and over again. Oh, so how you doing in school? What do you want to do when you get out of school? Oh, this and that and the other. Oh, I don't think you should do that. You're not going to make a lot of money doing that. And, of course, this one doesn't apply just to men, and it's kind of like more of a general thing that they just, these people talk to, like, all of us about. It's not just men, it's like the women, too, but every once in a while, they will catch you, like, kind of isolated or alone, and they'll start to just challenge you, and it's almost like they mean to help you, or they come across as if they're trying to give you advice, but really they're just speaking out of pride. Like, oh, you should be like me. Look at me. I went to college. I got a degree. Now I got a good job. I'm making good money. You should be just like me. If you're not just like me, then you're not going to be successful. You're a man. You should go to college because you have to get a good job, and if you ever want a family, you got to be able to provide for them. It's like, you know what? Shut it. You worry about yourself. I'm going to do what I got to do, and as long as I'm doing okay for myself, why do you give a crap? And this one's kind of a follow up to the last one again. And it's when, usually, this is definitely mostly women, when they just expect us to pay for everything. Just because we're the man, we should be gentlemen, and we should typically, ideally, be successful and have all the money and have all the success and be able to provide and take care of them. It's like, I am not made of money. That'd be stupid MacBook. Next one, I listed comment on how much we eat or drink, especially when it comes to, alcohol. And the reason why I say this is because many times, on the weekends or at, special events or parties, family gatherings type of deal, I'm guzzling down beers because I like my beer or whatever I'm drinking, and I'm eating a lot of food, and people are, just kind of giving you looks or asking you how much you ate or drank. It's like, as long as you're drinking responsibly, first of all, why should you care? And second of all, guilty pleasures, I, am dieting hardcore during the week. So if I'm at a special event or as a weekend and I'm stuffing my face, why do you care? Why can't I just treat myself? Next one is when people, and this is again usually women, comment on how much we sweat or smell, especially if it's a hot day and we're outside and I don't know, maybe we're doing a lot of labor, hard work, or we're just running around playing sports and we get all hot and sweaty. It happens. And all of a sudden everybody, especially women, especially children, treat you like you're just covered in slime and you smell like a sewer. Okay, maybe that's how you interpret it, but it's usually not that bad and you know it. And it's very annoying when you just get those looks, those judging looks, and people say, why are you sweating so much? It's because I'm sweaty. I'm a sweaty guy. I'm hot. I'm a big guy. Deal with it. It's natural. It's a natural thing to happen to a human being. The smell, whatever. I'll just put on deodorant. I get that. But don't comment on it. Don't overreact to it. Just be respectful and polite. And if it really does truly bother you, just, again, be polite about it. Can you please go wipe yourself off or change your shirt or something? You smell or you look like crap. Please do something about it. Okay, yeah, for sure. But don't just, give me judgmental looks and be all snobbish and, geez, why are you sweating so much? We're all grown-ups. Let's act like it. This next one I listed, and this one's a big one, especially with me, because I don't normally, speak when I'm in large groups of people. It's when people assume that we are okay with something just because we are quiet. Let me tell you something, especially the females out there. 95% of the time when we are quiet, it's because we are angry, but we don't want to show it because we know we'll get yelled at. This happens to me a lot, especially when I'm surrounded by my entire family and let's say somebody's kind of poking fun or somebody says something mildly offensive or hell, I just disagree with something. But I don't want to speak up because I'm afraid that I'm going to get, people are going to jump down my throat, which happens kind of a lot. So if something happens, an inconvenience, and I'm quiet, don't assume that I'm okay with it and I'm zen and it's totally fine, no big deal, he'll be okay, he doesn't care. Don't ever assume the quiet guy in the group or in the room is just perfectly happy, okay, with what's going on, because usually that's not the case. He's just smart enough to know if he opens his mouth, he will receive a lot of backlash. But then on the other hand too, if we're quiet and somebody says, oh, why are you so quiet? Are you in a bad mood? It's don't do that. If we're quiet, it's because maybe we are in a bad mood, maybe we're not. We're just being smart. Okay? A saying I like to go by in my everyday life, the fewer words you speak, the better. And this goes for everything, any situation, wherever you're doing work, school, with family. So if we're not speaking, it's not always necessarily because we're super happy, but it's not always because we're angry either. Sometimes we just don't have anything to say. Next thing I listed is tell us to do more than expected or get mad when we don't. And I can't really think of any good examples at the moment for that, but just generally speaking, like, men, we're human beings too. And we know that there's a lot of expected from us because we are men. We're the man of the house. We are the ones that should provide for whatever, whoever, the family, I guess, if I want to put it that way. And we are trying, but we are only human beings. We're not superheroes. We're not perfect. So when we do a certain task or chore or something for you, especially women, and you kind of, let's say you expecting more, or when you demand us to do something like more, put more effort into something than what we're used to doing or what we're expecting, because 95% of the time when we do a task, we go out of the way to do a task for you, or you ask us to do something, it's kind of like I'm already sort of hitting my limit, especially if like you're not really showing much appreciation or anything, and it's just annoying when you do something and then it's like, it's not enough, right? Or it's like, oh, you didn't do that great of a job. It's like, come on, at least give me like a wink or a handshake or something. Like, you know, don't expect us to just agree with you just because you're the woman or you're whatever. Like, it's just mutual respect, right? Chivalry, my new favorite word. My buddy taught me that word. Love that word. Last and final thing that I listed. And oh my goodness, when women say this, it's like I just want to smack them across the face because it's so ignorant and just rude and condescending. And it's when they'll say something along the lines of, "Oh, you're a guy, you wouldn't understand." So, for example, sometimes women will be, let's just say they're talking about something to another female or whatever. And who knows what it is. Like, I mean, obviously, yeah, women have their stuff that they talk about that guys really don't experience. Maybe we don't understand. But if I ask you about it, and, you know, obviously some guys are just really nosy and obnoxious and they're just trying to make a joke out of everything. But sometimes, like, we are genuinely curious and we just want to know. And if you say, whether it's about, like, a guy you have a crush on, or a medical condition, or an emotional problem, and we ask what's going on, we want to know, and you say, oh, you're a guy, you wouldn't understand. It's like, well, you know, I'm asking for a reason, right? Like, I want to be informed. I want you to educate me. I want you to tell me what's going on. Maybe I can help. Maybe I can do something. Maybe not. But if you ever say you're a guy you don't understand or something like that, you know, something just very wishy-washy, like, oh, you know, nah. Don't ever assume that a guy doesn't or wouldn't understand something because it's something that he never or will never experience. And don't ever assume that he won't be willing to listen and be mature about it and take in the information like a man should and be supportive, you know? Don't ever assume. Don't ever assume a guy will react or behave a certain way just because men in the past maybe have acted or behaved a certain way or thought a certain way. Again, we're all adults. Just talk to me. Let's talk this out. I don't know. Maybe it's not a big deal. Maybe I won't understand. But throw us a bone, maybe, or something. Well, sometimes we are just genuinely curious and we want to know, and maybe we can help or be supportive in some way, or maybe not. But at least throw us a bone, tell us what's going on, include us, be respectful. You know, give us that extra inch or so, if you will. You know, give us an extra chance to just be more than what you think we are. So, thank you guys once again very much for watching this. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, you know what to do. Please like, subscribe, comment, email me. It's all there in the channel, in the description and such. And if you have anything to add to this list, or just any comments, questions, or concerns, you know, shoot, let me hear it. I want to hear everything, good, bad, and the ugly. Let me just let it all out. So, I mean, that's what I'm doing. I expect you guys to do the same thing because I'm just kind of venting here. So let me hear what you guys have to say about this. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and as always, I will see you guys next time. God bless.